Welcome to the cabin! Episode 100!
100! We did it!
Triple digits.
We did it, you guys!
Here we are.
And don't worry, that won't be our
goodness.
opening every time.
But this was so special. It's a little anticlimactic when you think about the fact that with our bonus episodes, we actually blew past 100 a while ago.
Well, don't say that.
But this is like the real 100. This is going to be everywhere. This is it.
Yep.
This is the big kahuna.
True.
Yes. And I would like to dub this the big kahuna. I would love to dub this, actually, I think, one of the happiest episodes we've ever done in the cabin, because we've got some good news today.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. I suppose I could share. Listeners who don't follow my very infrequently updated social media will be happy to hear that Audio Dave is going to be an Audio Dad.
Oh, that was really cute. I love that.
Yeah,
Oh my
nice.
gosh.
I want
Congrats.
to shout out Ramsey from the bushcrafting episode because he messaged me after I made the post and said something to the effect of, "Congratulations on your little MP3. I can't wait for the file to be done exporting." And I just lost it. I was like, that is
my
the most
God.
clever thing I've ever heard. So today
love
starts
that.
the effort to get Liza to name the middle name MP3.
Oh my. Okay, I was going to
That
make
is-
a joke of like, how small do we have to get like baby's first pair of like headphones or
Oh,
something?
yeah.
Little MP3.
Ramsey, well done.
Yeah.
That is
That's
quite
hilarious.
That is quite the wave of humor.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to celebrate episode 100 with some looks back, a lot of looks forward, and a lot of handy information for you about the state we're covering on the cabin all the time, our lovely home state of Wisconsin. Since it is winter, shall we warm things up a little?
Absolutely.
It's nice.
Episode 100. Dave, I think it would be really fun because there are two fun facts, two pieces of information about the cabin and its creation that I didn't even know until we were on the road in Chippewa Falls, staying
yeah.
at the Cobblestone, and we were all having dinner at the Wasota Chop House. It's
Yep.
in the lobby of it. And you told us two fun things. That I was like, that's such a fun fact I didn't even know, and I've been here for a year. Can you share with the listeners the two things we chatted about?
Yeah, so we were talking kind of about the history of this show and why it got started. And my big motivating thing was I want this to feel, because when I started this job, I, of course, knew that everyone around here loved Wisconsin professionally.
Kind of a requirement.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But it wasn't really until I got on shoots and just was having candid conversations with hosts like Eric and Mariah that I kind of really discovered that, like, oh, this is not just a job for them. Like, they are truly passionate and have a wealth of knowledge about this state. And I was like, I don't want this podcast to feel like this buttoned up kind of presentation every week. I want it to feel like those conversations we have on the road where we're just literally just professing our love for Wisconsin.
Oh my gosh. Well, so the other fun thing we decided to do for this episode was we opened it up on Instagram for a little Ask Us Anything.
We do have a lot more audience interactivity indirectly in this episode than we maybe have ever had.
Yeah,
Because we've
for sure.
gone out for a lot of questions from people.
We do. I think that we take in a lot of suggestions and shout outs from our particularly from our Instagram friends at the Cabin Pod. This one I don't think we get a lot of questions, so this definitely will be different for that on its own. Shall we start with the first one, which is it's pretty on theme for the show. The rest get a little more
Sure.
funny. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the first question was, which county is the best for winter hiking?
That's hard to answer. It really is. I settled on Sauk County because of the geography there, which is part driftless, part not. You can hike in and near the Dells. There's some great trails throughout the county. You can be near the Baraboo Bluffs and the range. You can be in Devil's Lake State Park. You can hike around in Abelman's Gorge, which is an absolutely gorgeous landform right along Highway 136 in Rock Springs that most people don't know about. It's literally a hidden gem, I would say. And around Reedsburg too, you can hike the 400 trail. There's so many great options and a nice variety of landscapes within a single county.
When I was looking at this question, I don't know that I would necessarily say the best, but the first one I think of for winter hiking is just the one that I go to often in the winter, and that is Columbia, because of Gibraltar State Rock.
Right next to Sauk.
Yeah, so that's just a really great, it's a pretty short hike. It's, I don't think the loop is very big, but you can hike up to the edge of that cliff and overlook the land beyond it, and you just get a really great, in the winter when there aren't trees in your view, you can just see so much around you from up on that trail.
It's kind of near Lodi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have not been there, and that's on my list.
Yeah, it's the one that has like the kind of crazy looking trees growing out sideways at the top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very fun. Mine is going to be a little unoriginal just because we didn't say it already. I do love Door County for winter hiking just as much as summer hiking. I feel it doesn't get the love or like tourist attraction that it gets, it should get.
Door isn't known as much in wintertime for that kind of recreation.
Which is why, I always want to give it that shout out. Like the winter trails are really great. However, I will also point out the fact that is where, depending on how you look at it, it is where it could start or stop the Ice Age Trail as well. So if you decide to be real ambitious and do that whole thing, that's where, again, depending on where you decide to start or end your journey, that's one tail end of it. So I always think that's kind of a cool fact as well.
Well, it is, because you're hiking along the Niagara Escarpment when you're in Door County.
Yeah.
And so and then you can't get too lost because you end up at water sooner or later.
One direction or the other. Yeah. Okay, our next question was, and I'm excited to see what you guys say for this.
Yeah.
It was, describe Wisconsin in one word.
Well, you started last one. I'll start with this one. My one word is comfort.
Okay.
Because I think that does a good job of kind of encapsulating like the friendliness of the residents, the like picturesque beauty of the seasons, like even winter. When I close my eyes and picture winter, I see it through the window of like a cabin with like a nice fire lit next to me, and I'm looking out at the snow on the trees. So yeah, comfort.
I could see that.
I like that.
What's
Eric?
yours, Susan?
Mine is going to be cheesy. Both literally as the dairy state, but honestly, sometimes I think about, we've touched a lot in recent episodes about the fact that this really is the friendliest state. And sometimes I think about that to the point where it can also just be like a little cheesy, like how much people do like care for each other and love each other and, really look out for their neighbor and lend that helping hand. Like I'll never forget, I don't know, one time randomly, like I had a flat tire at like a Quick Trip by myself. No one was there. 4 different people like walking in and out just can see me struggling. And it was the idea that they were like, do you need help? And I was like, yes. It's just, so it's literally, but also kind of
cheesy.
my cute way of just saying friendly.
I like it.
Eric?
Well, I was going to go with unique.
Okay.
And I was going to say quirky, but not everything that makes Wisconsin unique and cool is a quirky thing. Mm-hmm. But, we are the only state, and I get reminded of this every time I travel somewhere else. And whenever I come back to Wisconsin, it's like no place else. Mm-hmm. It's the only state, first of all, that's on 2 Great Lakes and the Mississippi River. It's part of the Midwest, but it's part of the Great Lakes, and it's really its own entity in so many ways. And we've touched on some of the Wisconsin traditions that make us unique to other people. A lot of it revolves around drinking, but examples include, like Mariah mentioned, old fashions are a much bigger deal here than in most states.
Yeah.
Brandy is a bigger deal than in most states. A chaser with your Bloody Mary I don't know if it's entirely unique to Wisconsin, but the fact that it's so important here and so unknown in so many other places, I think is one of those. I think some of the sayings, I think the fact that we have a city called Berlin and New Berlin, we pronounce them differently. We have a lot of unique place names. Mm-hmm. Wanakee loves to claim they're the only Wanakee in the world, but I'm guessing there's no other Oconomowoc. Mm-hmm. There's probably no other Waiawega.
Yeah.
Right? we have a state pastry. Most places don't. There are so many things about Wisconsin, and I mean, there's a lot of things that are common across the country too, but there are so many elements in Wisconsin that you just don't find, at least commonly, everywhere else.